One of the most common questions I get from beginning creators is, should I care more about my picture quality or my audio quality? You've probably heard this one before. You've probably got all kind of mixed advice about it. But there's an old saying, and we're talking about this today on my friend Michael's stream, but he says what we all say, that audio is 80% of video. And this is very true. And I kind of want to give it some context, and this will be a quick one, but I thought you should kind of understand why. And so as Michael was explaining it to the members in his stream, and he was, answering a question for someone, my common thought is, people will tolerate bad video, aka Blair Witch, but they'll never tolerate bad audio. It's just something disconcerting about sounds you don't like. You yourself right now have certain sounds that when you hear them, absolutely gets on your nerves no matter what. And I always sort of use this idea that when you're born, you can hear a couple days before you can see. So you've been able to hear for quite a while. There's stories people will tell you during pregnancy where you can play music to a baby or say something to the baby and the baby will respond inside the womb. So yeah, you're hearing long before you can see. But as Michael was explaining this to his people, this crazy thought came to my head, and I'm like, I'm going to talk about that in the video today. Your hearing is so much more the connection to your mind's eye than your than your eyes. I was like, you remember back when we would get that brand new LP? I know some of you young folks don't know what that is. That would have been a CD for the newer people. And then the really new people, you don't get this experience, and it's kind of sad. But we would get an LP or a record or a cassette. It was something known as a J box. It was a piece of paper that was in the cassette thing, or in the CD, you'd pull out the little booklet, and you would listen to the album, and you would sit there and stare at the cover. And when we got to CD books, you would have a couple pages you could thumb through and look at the different imagery. And you would sort of build these own stories in your head based off the cover. To my older guys in the audience, just remember the Ohio Players album cover with the fire person on the front. You know what I'm talking about. So, or the honey or a wild cherry with the lips. Come on, you know what I'm talking about. Pink Floyd, you're staring at the cover. There's a little prism in the light, and you're listening to the songs, and you're trying to make a correlation as to why Pink Floyd completely matches The Wizard of Oz. If you know, you know. Write down in the comments if you know. So yes, we used to sit in our room, lights on, off, whatever, possibly, a little wacky tobacco, listen to an album, stare at the cover, and come up with whole entire scenarios of why this lyric meant this or this lyric meant that. And for the really good lyricists, you would try to take apart what they were saying. And, whether you got that in the LP era to my Gen X people, or the CD era to my millennial people, or the cassette tape era, again, Gen X people, that was something that we got to experience. So that's a good sort of insight into why audio is so much more important whenever you're creating content. So even if you're a person who just shoots with your phone, I'm looking for my phone. It's over here on the charger. Even if you're someone that just shoots with your phone, one of the first things I would add is not a case with the fancy lens hook on it. I would get something that connects to it on your phone. So like the DJI mic, the DJI Mini, these things, your Rode wireless, something that allows you to have a better audio for your phone. And yeah, it's just a little short, one of these things that came to my head, and I thought I would share it with you. For any of my new creators or someone who's still on the fence about what is that next thing you should get. And again, you don't really need any fancy gear per se, but if you had to pick something, it would always be a good mic. All I need is one mic. If you like this video, press the subscribe button, hit the like, ring the bell. You know what it is. Right about now, the algorithm is going to show you another video I think you should watch, and I agree with them.
I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George. I hop in the Porsche, it's 5 and a horse. I'm ready for war. I'm coming for throats to turn to a ghost. I need to know everything. Now you be surprised at the info you get is by letting them talk, so I'm letting them talk. Gotta keep quiet.